What was the urgent that you had to rush to Star City?
Aliens.
Have you lost your mind?
I'm not gonna call you Supergirl, stupid.
How did you get the name Heatwave?
I like to light things on fire.
None of us are going to be alive for long.
Oh, man.
Heroes vs. Aliens, the 4-night crossover event starts with Supergirl this Monday at 8, 7 Central on the CW.
Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. So new crossover footage, let's break it down. There's also another viral trailer that I'll explain later in the video, but it's a little weird, so I'm gonna do this first. I love this trailer just a little bit better just because of that Heatwave Supergirl moment. I'm not calling you Supergirl, because that's stupid. Why do they call you Heatwave? Because I like to light stuff on fire, and Supergirl just like, oh, okay. And then he torches the Dominator in what would be their nuts if they did have nuts. But the thing is that she also has heat vision. Maybe they'll bond over that, or maybe she'll just like bring him a beer or something like that. I feel like it's actually pretty easy to get in good with Heatwave as long as you know what speed he moves at. Just bring him a beer, don't try to talk to him, and leave him alone. But they have a little bit of footage from each of the different episodes in this. So like when Barry comes to Star City and Felicity's like, what are you doing here, Barry? And he just tries to explain aliens to them. You see some more of this warehouse footage that look like they're getting rid of Throwdown. There's obviously gonna be a bunch of big action set pieces like, big fight scenes and big open spaces. Shot of their ship, Oliver on their ship firing one of their weapons. Maybe this is part of that Arrow episode. There's a big twist, so I'm curious to see how they explain him in like that false reality. Big group shot. This is kind of like that Arrow scene from earlier this year where they did the cool guy explosion where Oliver walks away without looking at it. This is like the version of that on steroids. More open battle. Looks like they blow up the Flashmobile. There will be revenge. How dare you blow up the Flashmobile? It almost looks like Vixen, Citizen Steel, and Heatwave are stuck in a prison somewhere, but this just might be a meeting like the way they cut it. And then them outside assembled at this airport tarmac makes me think that they might do a version of like the Captain America Civil War airport battle scene. One of the reasons they picked that in Civil War to do the huge battle scene is because it was really easy from a filmmaking standpoint because you have all these characters, so it's just like really hard for them to all move around and for you to be able to see them in really cool ways. You couldn't really do that in a small contained space. So naturally, like it's even harder to film an episode of TV because they have to move so much quicker. So it would make sense that they would have like a big, huge scene in a big open space. So airports, airport hangars, like we've seen in the other trailers, are just an easy way to do that. And what about the Hall of Justice posters that they've been releasing? So the comic book fold-out style, they've been releasing one-sheets for each of the shows, but when you stack them together, they all show the Hall of Justice in the background. Super Friends Unite. So this might mean we'll get a teaser for that somewhere in the episodes, but I'm not expecting to actually see full-blown Hall of Justice in like the real world. I think in the way they're teasing this future Flash storyline on Legends, they'll just like wink at it like, oh, this is probably going to be happening in the future of these characters' lives. Whether or not we actually see it on the show remains to be seen. But never say never, because like we saw the Flash Museum when Barry was running back to save his mother at the end of Flash Season 1. So you never know. So be prepared for Hall of Justice. That'd be pretty crazy if they actually did it. So just to explain the schedule, next week Supergirl is mostly going to be like a Supergirl episode, like a self-contained story, with like the end part dedicated to this 4-night crossover. So I will be doing videos for like each of the episodes for the 4-night crossover, so I might tune the Supergirl video just a little bit because there'll be like a lot of stuff that has absolutely nothing to do with the 4-night crossover. Flash will be like the first official night, like the whole episode will be dedicated to the crossover on Tuesday. Then Arrow, same thing on Wednesday. Then Legends of Tomorrow, same thing on Thursday. So all 4 episodes airing next week. There's no episode of Arrow tonight, and there's no Legends of Tomorrow. But they did just drop like another found footage trailer for Legends for the 4-night crossover. So it's like a little bit different, but I'll play it here and then explain what's going on. So this just meant to be a fun wink that the Dominators have tried to conquer Earth before. The US Marine Corps went up against them, so like there's this classified reel. It might be some Area 51 twist on it, where it was like this big thing, but because it was so crazy and aliens, the government buried it, never told anyone about it. But it's just a way to explain that this isn't the first time that the Dominators have come to Earth. So at some point in the Fortnite crossover, they'll learn about that and learn how they got rid of them the first time. But it should be a lot of fun. Like, we just had that Flash episode that was super crazy, so I'm wondering how much of that they're going to be addressing in episode 8 next week. I'm guessing that like the Fortnite crossover story is going to be relatively self-contained, but there are like a few things that will bleed into the rest of the season on each of the shows, like the future Flash storyline on Legends of Tomorrow. Barry Allen from the distant future leaves this secret message for the Legends, or really it's for Rip Hunter, and the Legends just hear it, that implies that something really terrible is going to be happening to him, which probably has something to do with the Savitar plotline. They did tease that Barry would be learning things about his future, which just, sounds like Martin Stein is going to confront Barry with some of this information. And we know that Supergirl is going to be coming back for another crossover on The Flash in the second half of the season. It's just going to be like a Supergirl Flash episode, so it won't be like Arrow or Legends or anything like that. So I'm wondering if they're going to tease how that might happen too. Each of the shows this season has done like a slightly better job of threading plot lines along so that when they get paid off, it's a much bigger deal because they've been seeding it the whole time. So be sure to subscribe to get everything. There's a new round of the DC giveaway that's going on. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this video. What's going to happen next is I'll post Spider-Man Homecoming, and then there was like a Kevin Feige super post where he basically like went on and on about, Marvel versus DC, the state of the comic book filmmaking industry, and why it is that they'll probably not be able to make a deal with Fox for the X-Men characters. So those will be the next videos to post. Spider-Man will probably be next just because there was some really cool Spider-Man stuff. So get hype, it's going to be really fun. And happy Thanksgiving, everybody that celebrates Thanksgiving this week. While you guys wait for that to post, you can click here for my Killer Frost video from last night, and you can click here for my Godspeed versus Savitar video. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's high five. I'll see you guys tonight.